Hello everyone and welcome back to Sunless Sea. Last time we left off, I died. That wasn't great. But hopefully we're gonna do a little better this time. Also, I accidentally spent all of our money barely repairing our hull, so definitely not worth it. Not worth it in the slightest. Okay, so we have 2 food. I think we're gonna go up to Hunter's Keep and meet with the girls again. Kinda turn our lights off just to save a little bit of energy. We have discovered the Low Barnet and the Hunter's Keep. We also fed the crew. Hopefully we get some food from coming to Hunter's Keep. Because, oh, the girls, they love us so. Oop. Okay. So we will present ourselves. And we are going to talk to Lucy. Tells us the same story. We've lost 12 hunger, so now I guess we have 2 supply. Cool. Thank you, Lucy. And I think we're gonna go up to Vendor-Bite. It is quite dark. So I'm gonna keep the lights on. We're almost at Vendor-Bite. Carissa's Point. And I do believe that we have read most of the Vendor-Bite storyline so far, and it looks like we have something awaits you in port. So we'll slow it down. Dock us. So we will go see the first curator, listen to his request, ask about the Grand Sanatorium, accept his commission, and then leave. We have 1 whole gold. Oh well, echo. So I guess we'll explore a bit. Madam, I'm a good seaman. I'm yours if you'll have me. Will you have me? I'm hungry. I'll work hard. He seems likely enough, if a little ragged and sorrowful. I will take him on. You won't be sorry. I'll work double watches. Ask anyone. They'll tell you I have a good name. Yes, yes. Eventually you get him to stop talking. His enthusiasm is promising, if a little pitiable. There may be further effects from this decision. Welcome aboard, stranger. This is the sailor who came begging to you from a berth. He's done good work, this one, but he's keeping a little shrine to Salt, the nameless god of the horizon, at the back of the hold. We can permit it. Out here, a captain needs all the help he can get, even from sad, strange gods' farewells. Or we can forbid it and deny the existence of the gods. I'm gonna permit it. So, you let him keep his salt circle and his chalked arrow. That night, as you stand on the foredeck, a soft breeze comes out of the east, the salt direction, tousles your hair, passes. We now have the gods of the saltitation. And I don't think there's anything else going on. So, hopefully that'll earn us some money. If not, I might have to make a couple of runs with tomb colonists back and forth. And hopefully not get attacked by said tomb colonist. I really shouldn't have paid that much money for barely any repair. I thought it would, like, fully restore it, but no, they restored 3 points. I think that's a friendly ship. It is not. Gonna speed away from them real quick. There's the low barnet again. Fed the crew full power. Your engines will occasionally explode. Great. Home waters, sailors dawdle at the rail, watching for the lights of London. Well, there they are. Beautiful lights of the sunken, fallen London. Down in the caves. I wonder what this is. I really love the design of this game. Like, it's eerie, but it's really pretty as well. Like, even the details in the underwater. But in this game, they are actually putting in a submarine, which is a submarine. So eventually, when that releases, I will be able to go under the water and see what's down there. Okay. The lights of London welcome you home. You now have another day, free evening. Okay. Inquire, and then we will accept the dispensation, because that does give us food and fuel, so that should help, even though we still don't have very much money. We can go to the Admiralty's office, give them our vendor bite. We gain 10 echo, so now we have 11 whole echo. I think they didn't care about Hunter's Keep, I guess. Sure. Maybe I didn't do that right. Oh well. So I guess let's leave again. Speed our ship up. Boop. And I think we're gonna go fairly straight. Because they did say that what they were looking for is near the home waters of fallen London. So if you go too far, they might not have... Oops, I didn't mean to do that. Hit the wrong button. There we go. It's clear, Beam. Speak to the crew. The long for news of home. Let's do that. We now have a Z story. We've lost terror, and we lost our recent news. Okay. Gotta turn our ship, not that way. Sure, we'll go this way. Right between the rocks. Is there something here? Doesn't look like it. We'll use our Z-Bat. There are no islands within the Z-Bat's range, okay? Nothing still? Labyrinth of eels. Ooh, that sounds gross. That's an interesting little thing. There are no islands within the Z-Bat's range. Okay. Turn off the light! Turn off the light! Oh, we're gonna go this way. A little bit of fuel. I don't care if it's scary. Okay, turn on the light again. Pigmote Island is some distance to the north. Oh, a gilliflower? Fuck that. The Dubois Maelstrom? I'm gonna leave that alone. Okay, so it's turning around. Woo! The glassy chop of dark water, the iron clatter of feet at the hatchway. Ew. Lick a monkey crag. I'm like super paranoid now because, oh my god, look at that crab. Is this an island? Please be an island. Do we have a chart? So we're like over here. Okay. Close. Okay, we can dock here, thank god. I guess that was probably making him a little tense. Dock! Pigmote Island. 2 houses, both alike in dignity. There is no habitation in sight, no market, only an old rotting deck. A stretch of sand thickens into damp black earth from which sprout stunted palms, not quite, tall fungal growths with frond-like caps as if someone had sculpted the idea of a tree from a mushroom. Sorry. As you step onto the quay, you hear clamor, shouts, and shooting. You can see off in the distance smoke rising from beyond the hill, and dots of fire flecking the horizon. 2 tiny figures stand a little further down the quay, unmoving as if awaiting your approach. The following is an extract from the popular Diary of a Z Captain from London to Irem and what we did there before we arrived. Washed ashore on Mutton Island and subsequently serialized in the next unexpurgated gazette. The author's identity remains unknown. The Tale of Pigmote Island, in which a delegation is made, a choice is presented. War is declared, a most singular treasure is sought by all, and a new empire is founded with tooth and claw. The figures were rodents. To my left was a Ratus Faber wearing goggles, a blacksmith's apron, and an assortment of tools. To my right, an unusually large guinea pig, wearing a helmet and breastplate reminiscent of nothing so much as the High Middle Asians. The rat stepped forward first and bowed. "Welcome, Captain, to Rat Star Island. I am Edgar, Second Chief Engineer of the 3rd Rat Brigade. I invite you to avail yourself of food and fuel at our expense. The only cost to you is a choice." The rat stepped back. At precisely the same moment, with what appeared to be ease of long habit, the guinea pig scuttled forward and made a declamatory chirp. "Welcome, Captain, to the island of Cavia. I am Lady Augusta Devereux, Swinch of the Blackwater Swinches, Seneschal to our King Grace Naw, first of his name. I invite you to avail yourself of food and fuel at our expense. The only cost to you is a choice." The 2 stood at attention, looking at me expectantly. The 2 remarkable rodents squatted, both seeking my support. I knew I had to choose carefully. Speak to the engineer. I asked the chief engineer to elaborate. He looked at me for a long, measured moment before speaking gruffly. "We come to this island to make a home for ourselves, away from London. Its calves and snuffers, its rat-skin suits. We came to live as citizens of our own republic. We came with our tools, our teeth, our clever hands, and we made a beautiful city by the light of the rat star that shone bright and blue on Mount Ararat." The chief engineer nodded towards the distant hill. "One day we braved the depths of the chicken woods, and from the top of Mount Ararat we plucked the rat star to be our light, our beacon. But the pigs of Cavi saw the light, and they lusted for it. They sent armies to rule us and steal our star. We will not prevent them to take what is ours. We will resist it to our last breath. Will you join us in defeating them?" Now we'll speak to the guinea pig. The seneschal cleared her throat with a delicacy to rival the Duchess' own before speaking. Grace now the king, our lord and sovereign, full 7 months has sojourned on the sea, conquered this land and won the southern main, now no fortress against him shall remain. No city walls left for him to gain, save the rats that squeak behind the mountain. Unlikely was the lamb of our deliverance. Assured shall be our glories in their fall, when our lady's eye restored to be our hall. The seneschal composed herself, then added, We saw truth and beauty by the light of our lady's eye on Mount Caveat, but the rats, with their guns and their chatter and their pleasant politics, stole it from us. We will subjugate them and take it back. They are a rabble, and we will rule them with the steel-shod velvet of our paws. Will you join us? Well, tough decision, but I think I'm going to go with the chief engineer, because it doesn't seem that, because they kind of want to enslave the rats, and I'm not really cool with that. So I'm going to go with the rats. He seemed grumpy but honest. Also, I knew all too well what rat-made weapons can do. I extended a finger to the chief engineer, who shook it grimly. The seneschal hissed and chattered her teeth in disgust, but kept her distance. You've made the right choice, the chief engineer said. Let me show you around. So we gained 1 supply and 1 fuel. The chief engineer led me to the northern side of the island, skirting on the chicken woods. We passed through a number of what can only be termed checkpoints, as fierce-eyed rats shouldered their derringers and saluted the chief engineer. Soon we came upon a small colony, smaller than some of the infestations I had encountered in the London flats. Perhaps only fittest rat or faber altogether, working diligently to fortify their side of the island. The first thing I noticed was a brilliant light, beaming out from a stump of chicken wood about 6 feet high. It bathed the whole settlement in a clean blue glow, and was almost too bright to look at. By its light I could see several raised mounds of earth, suggesting shallow tunnels. I have hiccups now, great. An efficient fishing operation was set up by the water, an albino rat mending nets, while others stabbed sharpened sticks into the waves. Further inland was a barracks, where a sergeant barked drills at a small squadron of fighters. My arrival drew attention, and several rats paused in their work to look at me curiously. Welcome to Murania, said the chief engineer, voice warm with pride. It's not much to look at now, but it will be once we've roosted the cavies. Take a stroll around while I summon the war council. With that, he vanished into one of the mounds and left me to explore. I'm gonna go look at the fish net. The chief engineer led me to the northern side of the... Oh, I already read this. An albino rat smiled up at me from his mending work, looking dainty and a little shy. Chicken wood floats, especially when it's dried out and sealed, so we're able to paddle out a bit and cast our nets. We come up with all sorts of things, blind fish, crabs, sometimes a chunk of broken tentacle. But the fishing would never be so good without the rat star, he beamed. I think it only draws good fish and keeps the scary ones at bay. I know the chief science officer doesn't believe it, but I do. That light is our livelihood. Take a closer look at the rat star. An excitable-looking rat was peering at it through smoky goggles, twitching her whiskers and making notes on what appeared to be real paper. Blue as sapphire, but endlessly more brilliant. It's not a star, of course, not really. But try explaining that to the others. The chief engineer doesn't want me working too hard to convince them, says this is better for morale, but just look at it, look. She offered me her goggles. I managed to work them over just enough of one of my eyes to see the truth of what she was studying. It was scintillac, but unlike any I'd ever seen before, blue as a sapphire, but more brilliant. Something about the clarity of its color was tremendously soothing. The chief science officer tittered with pleasure as I handed her goggles back. Those of us who've been to the Cavi side of the island and lived to tell of it say there's plenty of glow there, plenty of bright in the water all around, but nothing like this. We took this from the island center, Mount Ararat, only it's not a mountain, of course, any more than this is a star. It's hollow. There's sweet water inside and coral crawling up all of the walls, but nothing that glows save this. It's ours now, and no one can take it from us. Let me take a drink. I visited the rat barracks, the drill sergeant appearing to be sizing me up. Were the few rats around her really all she had to launch an attack? We were fighting impressive odds. I approached the drill sergeant and went so far as to salute her. which earned me a grunt of satisfaction. The sergeant dismissed her troops and offered me a bit of chickenwood jerky to gnaw on. "There's more of us below ground," she explained, "but not enough. The cavies are bigger and there's more of 'em. We're better with weapons, but haven't got the stuff to make 'em with. Most of us come here as stowaways and brought nothing but food, tools, and the fur on our backs. We can fish and we nibble the chickenwood, but we can't make guns out of trees. The cavies came with their own steamer and seem to have an endless supply. We raid them sometimes, but there's so few of us, and we can never hold our territory gained for long. But that's of no consequence. All we want is to be left in peace to build our republic and the Rat Star," she added thoughtfully after a moment. "Of course, we want that too." I actually had pet rats when I was a kid. I had two, Pluto and Comet. So we're done. The bells of the war council rang. I was summoned. "So, you're going to help us beat the cavies," he said, a hard-edged voice. "But how exactly?" 28 iron, 37, 41. I guess. Go. Did it work? Uh-oh. I had a ship, I had cannons. We would steer her to the southern side of the island and have at those uppity animals. A palpable hit. The rats gave me what information they possessed about the cave settlement, but I still had to improvise a great deal on the spot. A perfect storm of speed, stealth, and strength in arms favored us, our cannons letting fly a volley of shots onto the beach where the cavies could scramble on their grounded ship to man its guns. Screams and squeals filled the air. The enemy fled. A damp hush settled over my crew as the smoke cleared to reveal the torn, bloody bodies of guinea pigs littering the shore. A grim business, but I had honored my commitment to the rats and found a wealth of scintillac ringing the beach to harvest as spoils. Well, damn. Hail Marinia? So, I guess the rats like us, but a nation must build. If this reaches 0, bad things happen. Okay, so we can't do terrible on Pigmote Island, so that was the last thing we could do. The House of Cavi has fallen. Marinia was triumphant. All that remained were the celebrations and the continuation of our voyage. Oh, how we feasted long into the night. Then we could invite the rat. Or I can intercede on behalf of the cavies. They were crushed, defeated, and I can see their spirits broken without the light of the Rat Star to guide it. They needed an advocate. I kinda want the rat. He's super cute. Okay. I appealed to the chief engineer's morale, fortitude, and sense of fair play. Perhaps the cavies suffered the loss of the light from the center of the island. Perhaps they were only trying to get it back, not steal it from the rats. The chief engineer looked troubled, but shook his head. "You fought one battle, Captain," he said. "We fought hundreds against them. They're monsters, pure and simple, and the sooner we're rid of them, the better." Rid of them? I saw by the light of the scintillac a dozen rats using the steam pinnacle supplied to build up something that looked remarkably like a sausage machine. I could not forge peace between the rats and the cavies. Well, welcome aboard. The chief engineer couldn't leave his colony, but he relayed my request to his people. The albino rat I saw mending nets shyly stepped forward. "I'm good at fixing things," he said earnestly, "and I'd like to see more of the world." I waited for him to gather up some effect and say goodbye to his family before accompanying him on board. Oh dear. The wide sea beckoned. We had eaten our fill and our business was concluded. It was time to continue our voyage and see what wonders and terrors still waited. That's all for now. You finish your diary entry and the final dregs of the rat's surprisingly good wine. They line up to salute you as you leave the victory banquet, escorting you to your ship through the foundations of their new republic. Can I do anything? Oh, okay. I'm gonna see the Cavi ghetto. Marinia has not been kind to its enemies. Oh dear, they're so cute though. What is this? The survivors of the war have been sent to the swamp where they ponder their failure. Rat guards from atop a spiked wall, passing the time by pelting mud-slicked guinea pigs with sharp rocks. So I can give them food. So I can give them 2 food. I guess I'll give them 2 food. A sly delivery. The regular gate guards do not dare search the hairless advisor. A few careful lies get you and your supplies through without incident. The starving cabbies have little to repay your kindness, but offer what they manage to keep from their ship. So I have a cache of curiosities, time passes, and we have a spirit of Pigmote Island. So let's see what they got us. Dark drop coffee. Okay, so we got 1 sack of coffee beans. Can I do anything else here? I don't want to steal that. What can we do here? Okay, so we have to do this a while later. So I guess for now we can head back to Fallen London. Let me check the timer. So we're good. So once we get back to London, that will be the end of the episode, so I'll hurry that up. Hopefully we don't run into any monsters, because I really don't want to deal with them. I'm just gonna go this way for now. Excuse me while I rustle about. Don't get sucked into the maelstrom. I don't know if that would actually hurt us or not, but I'm not gonna test it. Where's our map? So we are here, so we're just gonna go that way. Sounds good to me. Nope, we can't I don't want to unassign the wretched Mog. I quite like the cat. There is that ship, which is actually a friendly ship. Fed the crew. We have 3 food left. Hopefully this will give us a little bit more food and money. Probably won't, because, you know, I'm not very lucky, but I could always sell those dark drop beans. See if there's any more islands around. There are no islands within the Z-Bout's range. Okay. That's fine. I don't think I've talked to him. Speak to him. Hello, my dear friend. Sit down carefully. Just let me hide away these implements. We don't want any carelessness, do we? So we have the plausible surgeon. So let's increase our pages. I have 2 secrets, so we'll give him 1. He likes to sit very close when he speaks, the plausible surgeon. He speaks familiarly of diseases and hauntings as if he knew their first names, but chose not to disclose them out of the courtesy and discretion. This makes some of his advice confusing, but you do learn intriguing details, so that puts up our thing a little bit. He's traveled much, seen all manner of wound and malady, but is there anything left for him to discover, any places he wished to go? The Shellonade. You know it? They collect corpses. He shifts in his seat. Vast, noble, complicated corpses. What I could learn, what I could see. My dearest captain, if we ever find ourselves in the Shellonade, I do hope you might see it fit to release me from our arrangement. The Shellonade can be found somewhere in the far east of the Entresea, so all the way over there. Okay. So he might be with us for a while. Boop, boop. Okay. Let them do their worst, I guess. I don't have anything. They roam your deck like wolves, but they don't have anything. So we'll collect some messages. Someone wants to sign on. Good evening, madame. And what a marvelous evening it is, if you don't mind me saying so. And given it is my impression, you are obliging sort, I imagine you will not mind. And since you are so very obliging, perhaps you wouldn't mind making a little detour via Mount Palmerston with a few articles of cargo. If you happen to be in the area, the cheery man will of course cover your expenses for this trifling inconvenience. We'll need at least 1 unit of space in your hold. Sure? I believe it's kind of in the north. I have an unstamped crate of brilliant souls. Okay, great. Did he give me anything? But someone did want to... Anyway, London. Visit the Admiralty. Pigmote Island. I'm not certain I hear you correctly. Are you quite certain this is the report you wish to make? So be it. 10 echoes. Do I still have my little rat? I do. He's so cute. My veils would be increased, but my mascot would be gone. I guess we'll go for the Tinkerer for veils. Let's see, I guess we need a little bit more food, and we have 21, so we can buy 1 whole food. Yum. Is there any more things to do? Ooh! You've ushered into his office of Mansion Spire, a cramped room with vast desks. He surveys you across that desk. Ah, yes, the merchant captain of whom we hear such complicated things. The Admiral will purchase intelligence from you. Submit your port reports. Yes. Okay, so I guess we can talk to him. Ask what you need. Visit a port and will be interested in the port report. Visit places of particular interest and will be interested in the strategic information you gain thereby. We will pay you well, don't worry. We understand you can't be expected to act entirely for the love of the Empire. His lips curl. What's left of it. Okay. Thanks. Thanks, bruh. I guess someone wanted to join? Who awaits your attention? They are all locked because we don't have enough money. That's fine. So, with that, that'll do for now. So, thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed, please leave a like. If you have something to say, please leave a comment. If you would like to see more, please subscribe, and I will see you all later.